What if I told you that being rich isn't about luck, inheritance, or working 80-hour weeks? It's about skills that anyone can learn, but most people never do. And that's exactly why the rich keep getting richer while everyone else struggles to get by. The difference? Knowledge. Welcome to Financia Scope, the channel that helps you take control of your money and your future. Today we're diving into 10 money skills that can transform your bank account, your mindset, and your financial future. And trust me, you don't want to miss this, especially because one of these skills could literally make you millions if you master it. Skill 1. Pay yourself first. Let's start with the most important rule of the wealthy. Ignore this, and you'll always feel like you're falling behind financially. But once you get it right, everything changes. The number one rule of wealthy people isn't some complicated investment strategy or secret offshore account. It's simple. Pay yourself first. Here's how most people handle their money. They get paid, cover their bills, spend on fun stuff, and then, maybe, save whatever is left. But let's be real. Most of the time, nothing is left. Wealthy people, they do it backwards. The second they get paid, they take a chunk, usually 10 to 20%, and put it into their savings or investments before they do anything else. This is paying yourself first. And no, this isn't just some nice idea. It's scientifically proven to work. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that when people automate their savings before they even see their money, they save twice as much as those who try to save whatever's left. Think about it. If your company suddenly started paying you 10% less, you'd probably adjust, right? You'd find a way to make it work. Well, by paying yourself first, you trick your brain into doing the same thing, but for your own financial future. Here's how to start. Number 1. Set up an automatic transfer to a separate savings or investment account the moment you get paid. Number 2. If you're self-employed, set a reminder and do it manually. Treat it like a bill you can't skip. Number 3. Increase the percentage over time. Start with 10%, but aim for 20% or more as your income grows. Master this, and you'll never be broke again. Skill 2. Budgeting with the 50-30-20 rule. But saving is just one piece of the puzzle. If you don't know how to manage your money, you'll always feel like you don't have enough, no matter how much you make. That's why the next skill is so important. Most people think budgeting means restriction, cutting out everything fun and living like a monk. But that's not how rich people budget. They use a system called the 50-30-20 rule, and here's how it works. Number 1. 50% goes to needs: rent, groceries, bills, and essentials. Number 2. 30% goes to wants, yes, fun stuff like eating out, hobbies, and entertainment. Number 3. 20% goes to future you: investments, savings, and debt payoff. This method isn't about spending less, it's about spending right. Take 2 people making $5,000 a month. One has no system and spends randomly, wondering where their money disappears. The other follows 50-30-20 so they know exactly how much they can spend on fun without feeling guilty. Who do you think builds wealth faster? And here's a pro tip: if you want to supercharge your finances, flip the script. Save 30%, spend 20% on fun, and invest even more. It's a game changer. But even the best budget won't help if you're constantly struggling to make ends meet. That's why the next skill is all about escaping the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle for good. Skill 3. Breaking the cash flow trap. Let's talk about the cash flow trap, the cycle that keeps millions of people stuck no matter how much they earn. Here's the reality: 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That includes people making $30,000 a year, and even those making $150,000 a year. How does that happen? Simple. The more money people make, the more they spend. They get a raise, they upgrade their car, they get a bonus, they book a vacation. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it's the reason so many high earners are still broke. So, how do you break free? Number 1, build a 1-month buffer. Before anything else, save up 1 full month of expenses in a separate account. This gives you breathing room and breaks the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Number 2, track your spending for 30 days. Not forever, just a month. You'll be shocked at where your money actually goes. Number 3, cap your lifestyle creep. Every time you get a raise, increase your savings and investments first, before upgrading your lifestyle. The goal isn't to make more money just to spend more. It's to use money as a tool to create freedom. And speaking of freedom, how do you spend money guilt-free while still building wealth? That's what the next skill is all about. Skill 4. Conscious spending. Imagine a spending plan where you never feel guilty for buying what you love. That's what wealthy people do with conscious spending. Here's the secret. Money isn't about saying no to things. It's about saying yes to the right things. A study from the Journal of Economic Psychology found that people who align their spending with their values are happier and more financially successful than those who don't. Here's how to do it. Number 1. Identify your money dials. What are the top 2 or 3 things you genuinely love spending on? Maybe it's travel, fitness, or gadgets. Number 2. Cut back ruthlessly on everything else. If you don't care about expensive cars, don't waste money on them. Put that cash toward what you actually enjoy. Number 3. Set guilt-free spending limits. If you love eating out, set aside $300 a month just for that. No guilt, no stress. This way you're not randomly spending, you're intentionally spending. And that makes all the difference. But before you get too comfortable spending, we need to talk about debt. Because not all debt is bad, but some of it can destroy your financial future if you're not careful. Skill 5. Understanding good debt. There's good debt and there's bad debt. Know the difference and you can use debt to build wealth instead of falling into financial ruin. Good debt is debt that makes you money. Think of, number 1, a mortgage. Owning real estate can build long-term wealth. Number 2, student loans, sometimes, only if they lead to a high-income career. Number 3, business loans, if they help you grow something profitable. Bad debt, on the other hand, drains your wallet without giving anything back. This includes number 1, credit card debt. High interest rates make it a financial black hole. Number 2, car loans, for luxury cars. Cars lose value fast, and you end up paying way more than they're worth. Number 3, personal loans for non-essentials. Borrowing money to fund a lifestyle you can't afford is a guaranteed way to stay broke. The key? Only take on debt that increases your net worth. If you're drowning in bad debt, focus on paying it off fast, starting with the highest interest rates first. And speaking of interest, do you know how your credit score can save or cost you thousands of dollars over your lifetime? That's what we're diving into next. Skill 6. Credit score. Let's talk about your credit score, the little 3-digit number that can literally make or break your financial future. Most people don't realize this, but your credit score doesn't just decide whether you get approved for loans, it directly affects how much money you'll pay over your lifetime. Let's say 2 people apply for the same $300,000 mortgage. One has a great credit score of 780, the other has a bad score of 620. The person with the bad score could end up paying over $100,000 more in interest just because of their credit rating. That's money they'll never get back, all for the same house. So how do you boost your credit score fast? First, always pay on time. This is the biggest factor in your score. Even one missed payment can drop your score by over 100 points. Second, keep your credit utilization under 30%. If your credit limit is $10,000, never use more than $3,000 at a time. Third, ask for a credit limit increase. This lowers your utilization without you doing anything differently. Fourth, don't close old accounts. The longer your credit history, the better. Keep old cards open, even if you don't use them much. Fifth, check your credit report for errors. A study found that over 25% of people have mistakes on their credit report that hurt their score. By fixing these, you can increase your score by 100+ points in just a few months. And once your score is up, it's time to make your money work for you, because saving alone won't make you rich. Skill 7. Investing. Let's be clear. Investing is the #1 way to build long-term wealth. If you don't invest, you're losing money every single day, thanks to inflation. Think about it. If you leave $10,000 in a regular savings account earning 0.1% interest, in 20 years, it'll still be close to $10,000. But because of inflation, that money will actually be worth way less. Now, if you had invested that same $10,000 in the stock market, earning an average return of 8% per year, you'd have around $46,000 after 20 years. That's over 4 times your original amount, all from doing nothing but letting your money grow. So, how do you start investing? Number 1. Invest in index funds. These are low-cost, easy-to-manage investments that track the stock market. The S&P 500 has averaged around 10% returns per year for decades. Number 2. Use tax-advantaged accounts. 401(k)s, IRAs, and Roth IRAs let your money grow tax-free or tax-deferred. Number 3. Invest consistently. The best investors don't time the market, they stay in the market. Set up automatic investments, even if it's just $50 a month. The key? Start now. Even if you only have $100 to invest, get in the habit. Your future self will thank you. And while investing is great, having multiple income streams is what separates the wealthy from everyone else. Skill 8. Income streams. Have you ever noticed that rich people never rely on just one income source? That's because one paycheck is never enough, no matter how big it is. The average millionaire has at least 7 income streams, so if you want financial freedom, you need multiple income streams. Let's break it down. Number 1, earned income. This is your job salary. Number 2, side hustle income, a small business, freelancing, or gig work. Number 3, passive income, money that comes in without daily work. Number 4, investment income, money from stocks, real estate, or other assets. Even an extra $500 a month can make a huge difference. Skill 9. Negotiation. Here's a fact. Most people are underpaid simply because they never ask for more. Negotiation is one of the most powerful financial skills you can learn. Whether it's asking for a raise, getting a better deal on a car, or lowering your bills, negotiating can save you or earn you thousands of dollars every year. Let's talk about salary negotiation. Imagine 2 people start the same job at $60,000 a year. One negotiates a $5,000 raise at the start, the other doesn't. Over 30 years, assuming just 5% raises per year, the one who negotiated will have made over $630,000 more than the other, all because they asked for more once. Here's how to negotiate effectively. Number 1, do your research. Know the market rate for your job before asking for a raise. Use sites like Glassdoor or PayScale. Number 2, show your value. Employers don't give raises just because you want one. They give them because you've earned it. Bring data and results to back up your request. Number 3, be willing to walk away. The strongest position in a negotiation is having other options. If your company won't pay you what you're worth, it's time to look elsewhere. And this doesn't just apply to jobs. You can negotiate bills, rent, interest rates, and even your cable bill. A simple phone call can save you hundreds per year. But none of this matters if you don't have the right mindset about money. That's the ultimate difference between rich and broke people. Skill 10. Wealth building mindset. Here's the biggest secret about wealth. It starts in your mind before it ever shows up in your bank account. Rich people think differently about money. Instead of seeing it as something to spend, they see it as something to grow. Instead of saying, I can't afford this, they ask, how can I afford this? Want to know if you have a wealth-building mindset? Answer these questions. Number 1, do you see money as a tool or just something to survive on? Number 2, when you get extra cash, do you invest it or spend it immediately? Number 3, do you think wealth is something you earn and build, or just something the lucky people get? If you're stuck in a scarcity mindset, it's time to shift your thinking. Money is not something to fear, it's something to master. And the best part, you can start today. Alright, let's recap the biggest takeaways from today's breakdown. Number 1, pay yourself first by saving and investing before spending. Number 2, use the 50/30/20 rule to manage your money like a pro. Number 3, escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle by building a financial buffer. Number 4, spend guilt-free by aligning your money with what you truly love. Number 5, use good debt to build wealth and avoid bad debt like the plague. Number 6, boost your credit score to save thousands on loans and interest. Number 7, invest early and often to let compound interest work for you. Number 8, build multiple income streams so you're never dependent on just one paycheck. Number 9, master negotiation to instantly earn and save more. Number 10, Develop a wealth mindset because how you think about money changes everything. Which of these skills shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you're serious about building wealth, make sure to subscribe because we break down practical money strategies every week. Hit like if you learned something new today, and check out our next video where we dive deep into passive income streams that actually work. See you there.